Hello friends, yesterday in previous video we will study the most important topic, that means microsporogenesis. It is also called development of female gametophyte, or you can say the development of pollen grain. Okay, after that we will study, friends, some important term like palynology, what is hay fever. After that, friends, we will discuss the ultrastructure of pollen grain, and in that structure we will study the intine, exine. That's in previous video. After that, finally we will discuss friends, viability of pollen grain. After that, we will study one important term, that is cryopreservation. After that, we will study some basic term of female reproductive part of plant, and in last we will discuss the structure of ovule in large view of ovule. Now friends, we will start today most important topic, that is female gametophyte or monosporic development of female gametophyte. So friends, now we will start. Before that, friends, we will in a study video we will study the ovule. Today firstly we will study the types of ovule. After that, we will study the monosporic development of female gametophyte, that is embryo sac. Friend, yesterday we will discuss the ovule. Today we will, friends, discuss the types of ovule. Types of ovule. So friends, based on nucellus, what is nucellus? Friend, this in this structure here in center part, this is nucellus. So the on basis of amount of nucellus present in ovule, there are two types. So types of ovule, first classification is based on amount of nucellus present in ovule. It is two type. It is two type. It is two type. So ovule So friend, first one is tenunucleate. TANINUCELLATE. That is called tenunucleate, and another one is crassinucleate. Tenunucleate means lesser nucellus, and here crassinucleate means plenty of nucleus, nucellus, double LUS, NUCELLUS means plenty of nucellus. Tenunucleate means lesser nucellus, and crassinucleate means plenty of nucleus. So types of ovule on the basis of amount of nucellus, and second one on the basis of is on the basis of position of Chalaza and micropyly. Here friends, in previous video we will discuss. See, This position is called chalaza or chalaza end, and this part is called ear opening. This opening is called micropyle and micropyle end. Okay. So on the basis of position of chalaza and micropyle, ovule divided into 6 parts. So here ovule on the basis of position of chalaza and micropyle 6 type. First one is called, friends, orthotropous. First one is called orthotropous, orthotropous. Second one is anthropous. Third one is hemitropous. Fourth one is campylotropous. Fifth one is called amphitropous. 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 And last one is, we will write here above. Sixth one is sarkinotropous. Okay friends, here sarkinotropous spelling CIRCINOTROPUS, sarkinotropous. So friend, let's see here. First one is, we say orthotropous. Orthotropous means when this micropyle end is upper side and this chalazal end is lower side, then this is called orthotropous. For example, Polygonum, Piper nigrum, Piper beetle, and all gymnosperm are example of orthotropous. Orthotropous means, friends, this micropyle, M for micropyle end and C for chalazal end and F for funicle. So micropyle end is upright, means upper. Micropyle end present at upper side and chalazal end present at lower side, then it is called orthotropous ovule. Okay friends, these are some examples. Now second type is anthropous. Anthropous means when micropyle end is present at lower side, means inverted. Micropyle end present at lower side, chalazal end present at upper side, then this such type of arrangement is called anthropous ovule. Now third one is hemitropous. Third one is what? Hemitropous. Here micropyle end is present at transverse. Okay, transverse position. Okay. Fourth one is camellotropous. Here friends, micropyle end, here friends, what is here? M denotes micropyle. So micropyle end present making some angle, then it is called camellotropous. For example, P. Next two one is, here friends, two more is amphitropous. Amphitropous means horseshoe shaped embryo sac is present. So friends, here Micropyle here, micropyle end is present at that side and chalazion is here. Okay friends, and last one is Cercinotropus. In here micropyle end is present at here. Okay, see in figure. So micropyle, these are the structure of ovule. Micropyle end present at here and chalazion end is here, making some angle. Okay, now friends, we will discuss the most important topic of today's lecture is monosporic development of female gametophyte. Monosporic development of female gametophyte. Female gametophyte means embryo sac. Question may be asked in exam as explain monosporic development of female gametophyte, or also ask question such way that explain the development of embryo sac, or one more type, it is also called 7-celled 8-nucleated polygonum type. Okay friends, this will also ask in board examination that explain 7-celled 8-nucleated structure. So question asked in 3 ways. First, explain monosporic development of female gametophyte. Second, explain development of embryo sac. Or in third, question may be asked as explain 7-celled 8-nucleated. If question makes some hard, so they ask explain 7-celled 8-nucleated. So question asked in 3 types, but answer is same. Now we explain the answer. So friends, here friends, we draw the structure of ovule where micropyle in at lower side and chalazion end is present at upper side. So tell me friends, it is which type of ovule? So it is Antropus ovule. Okay, here we some draw a structure in it. It is integuments, it is nucleus, and after that inside it there is a structure. Okay, there is a structure that is called MMC. In male gametophyte development, MMC means microspore mother cell, but in female gametophyte MMC means megaspore mother cell. So don't confuse. Here megaspore mother cell, and in male gametophyte development microspore mother cell. So after that, and diploid is 2n, that means it's diploid. Okay, now what happened here? This microspore mother cell you can draw here. What is this? This is MMC, means microspore mother cell, where chalazion, here it is chalazion and here it is micropyle end. Okay friends, so after that what happened? After that friends, meiosis take place. Why meiosis take place? Why mitosis now take place? So friends, you know very well that if cell is diploid, means 2n, If cell is 2n, then always meiosis takes place. So meiosis takes place. After that, what happened here? There is formation of megaspore tetrad. Megaspore tetrad. In male gametophyte, there is also a formation of microspore tetrad, but here megaspore tetrad. 4 megaspore tetrad formation, that is called megaspore tetrad. So friends, what will occur here? Three cells are degenerate, means they are destroyed. Degenerate. Only one will survive. Okay friends, 3 are degenerate and only one cell is survived. So here Chaelager end, here Micropyle end. Okay friends, now what will happen? In next step, there is only one cell left, so we draw. Here Chaelager end, here Micropyle end. Now friends, what will happen? Very important step. In next step, 3 times karyokinesis and also mitosis take place. In one cell, 3 times karyokinesis means the division of nucleus, okay, and mitosis take place. As a resultant, what will happen friends? As a resultant, 8 nucleus take place. There is formation of 8 nucleus. Okay friends, after that what will happen? Here Chaelager end, here Micropyle end. So what will happen friends? After that, in next step, cytokinesis take place. Okay friends, cytokinesis take place. After the cytokinesis take place, what will happen? Here we draw. Cytokinesis means division of cytoplasm. So friends, here what will happen? Three cells are formed here, 2 and 1 more 3 cells. Okay. You will see in this structure, you will see there is 3 cells in upper side, 3 cells in lower side, and 1 here, 1 this cell, larger cell. So there is 7 cells. Friends, firstly we locate so you understand more clearly. here these two, 1 and 1, these two are called, and this two is called synergid. This two is called synergids. This one part upper, here upper side friends, this two is called synergid, and one here upper side, it is called egg. This upper side is called egg, and lower two cells is called synergid. And this friend, egg and synergids collectively called egg apparatus. Okay friends, here two cells is called synergid, upper one cell is called egg, synergid and egg collectively called egg apparatus. Now these two nuclei, it is called friends, these two nuclei is called polar nuclei. Okay, these two nuclei is called polar nuclei. Now these three cells friend, these three cells is called antipodals. Here chalazial end, and here what, micropyle end. Okay friends, so it is formed or not? Let's see, 3 cell, 3 cell, 3 3 6 and one larger cell, means it is friends, it is 7 celled and 8 nucleated. 3 3 6 7 8 means 8 nucleated structure. 7 cell 8 nucleated structure. Friends, one thing you have to confuse more, so that's why we explain here. Friends, here is chalazial end. Okay, so this chalazial end present at this side, that's why antipodal are present at upper sides. Friends, if this chalazial, if we draw the same diagram and if we opposite, means if we reverse it, means if chalazial end is present at upper side, and if we locate the chalazial side at lower side, so these antipodals are come lower side, means at chalazial side antipodals are formed, and at micropyle end synergids and egg are formed. If we locate micropyle at upper side, if we draw the same diagram and locate micropyle end at upper side, so the synergids and egg are formed at upper side. Means you have to know one thing very clearly, that at micropyle end synergid and egg are formed, and at chalazial end antipodals are formed. There is no matter that chalazial is present at upper side and lower side. Okay, so you have to know what very clearly, at chalazial side antipodals are present, and at micropyle end synergids and egg, and that collectively called egg apparatus are present. Okay friends, so in this way we complete monosporic development of female gametophyte, that is embryo sac development, or you can say 7 cell 8 nucleated structure. Now friends, we will discuss another topic, that is pollination. You have to know pollination means what? So pollination means transfer of pollen grain transfer of pollen grain from anther transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma is called pollination. Transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma is called pollination. Okay friends, so pollination are two types. You all have to know pollination. It is two types. First one is self pollination, and another one is cross pollination. So friends, self pollination also two types. It is autogamy and second one is geitonogamy. Cross pollination, it is also called allogamy or genogamy. Okay friends, self pollination two types, autogamy, geitonogamy. Here cross pollination cross pollination also called allogamy or genogamy. Now friends, we will discuss one by one. Now friends, we will discuss first topic of self pollination, that is, you have to know self pollination. Transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of a same flower is called self pollination. So it is two types. I think you have to know self pollination, that's why I will not write self pollination definition. We start with autogamy. Actually autogamy is a definition of self pollination. How? Let's write autogamy. So it is defined, autogamy is defined as transfer of pollen grain here friends, we have to write one thing, it is a part of self pollination. Self pollination two types, one is autogamy, second is geitonogamy. So here self pollination two types. First type is autogamy. So now we define transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of same flower. Okay friends, that is called autogamy. So what is the condition for autogamy? Flower must be hermaphrodite for animal. In plants it is bisexual. Bisexual means anther and stigma must be present at same flower. Okay, so flower must be bisexual. Now friends, we will discuss second type of self pollination, that is geitonogamy. So friends, what is deuterogamy? Deuterogamy is defined as the transfer of, firstly we will explain what is deuterogamy. So deuterogamy is type of self-pollination in which transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of different flower of a same plant. So firstly we will write, you can explain, you can understand more easily here. Here friends, what will happen? Transfer of pollen grain, from anther of one flower to stigma of another flower of a same plant. Okay friends, in deuterogamy, transfer of pollen grain from anther of one flower to the to the stigma of different flower of a same plant, means एक ही प्लांट पे एक फ्लावर एकदम टॉप पे है, तो वहाँ से अगर एंथर ड्रॉप होगा तो वो स्टिग्मा पे आएगा दूसरे फ्लावर के, जो कि फ्लावर बॉटम नहीं मिडिल पे है। एक प्लांट पे टॉप पे एक फ्लावर है, तो वहाँ से अगर एंथर मीन्स पॉलन ग्रेन अगर गिरा और मिडिल पार्ट पे दूसरा फ्लावर है उस पर गिरा, तो उसको हम बोलेंगे deuterogamy। क्यों बोलेंगे? क्योंकि एक ही प्लांट पे दोनों फ्लावर है, ठीक है, इसलिए हम उसको बोलेंगे deuterogamy। नाउ फ्रेंड्स, we will discuss cross pollination. I think we have to clear this, so we will discuss cross pollination. So friend, what is cross pollination? Means transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of another flower of different plant of same species. Means, firstly, cross pollination also called allogamy or genogamy. Here what will happen? Transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of different flower of different plant of same species. Okay friend, what? Transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of different flower of different plant of same species means, for example, here here suppose it is a plant, okay, and here also it is a plant, okay. So suppose here it is flower, so here pollen grain transfer to this part. Okay, so that is called cross pollination. Means transfer of here pollen grain from here transfer to different plant, but the plant are same species, so that is called cross pollination. I think you have to understand. Now friends, we will discuss some agencies and some terminology through which pollination take place. So first we have to write agencies, and second is terminology. Suppose friend, if transfer of pollen grain take place through air, so air is agency. Okay, here first air, what is here? Air is agency. And if the transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma take place through air, so that is called, that term is called anemophily. Okay friends, if transfer of pollen grain take place with the help of air, so that term is called anemophily. Second, in the same way, if transfer of pollen grain take place with the help of water, so it is called hydrophily. In the same way, if pollen grain take place through insect, so it is called entomophily. If it take place through bird, it is called ornithophily. If it take place through animal, it is called zoophily. If it takes place through bats, it is called chiropterophily. If it takes place through ant, it is called Myrmecophily. And last, if it takes place through snail, it is called Malacophily. Friends, that's all about through which pollination takes place. So most important is air, water, insect and bird. Rest are not important, we can just write for your information, for your knowledge. So friends, that's all. Now I think we have to revise one more time of today's topic. So today we will discuss, friends, firstly we will discuss types of ovule. So on the basis of amount of nucellus present in ovule, it is two types. First one is tenunucleate and second one is crassnucleate. If nucellus present in lesser amount, then it is called tenunucleate, and if it contain plenty, means more amount of nucellus, then it is called crassnucleate. Friends, on the second, ovule is divided on the basis of position of chalaza and micropyly. It is six type. It is six type. It is six type. Okay, friends. First one is orthotropous. Second one is anthropous. Third one is hemitropous. Fourth is chemallotropous. Fifth one is amphitropous. and sixth one is Sarcinotropous. After that, friend, we will discuss with more detail Orthotropous, where micropyly end present at upper side, chalazial end is present at lower side. In Entropous, chalazial end is present at upper side and micropyly end is present as lower side. After that, we will discuss Hemitropous, micropyly end present at transverse plane. In Camelotropous, micropyly end making some angle. Okay. After that, friend, we will discuss the Amphitropous, where chalazion present here and micropyly presented here. After that, we will discuss the Sarcinotropous, where micropyly end at this side and chalazial end is present at this side. Okay, friends. After that, friend, we will discuss the most important topic is monosporic development of female gametophyte, also known as development of embryo sac, or it is also called 7-cell 8-nucleated polygonal type structure. So here we will discuss the structure of ovule. Here Entropous ovule, because micropyly end at present at lower side and chalazial end present at upper side. That's why it is Entropous ovule. Here, friends, what is this? MMC, megaspore muscle cell, that is diploid 2N. That's why here chalazial end present at upper side, micropyly end is present at lower side. Here meiosis takes place. After the meiosis, 4 cells is formed, that is called megaspore tetrad. In 4 cells, 3 cells are destroyed or degenerate, only 1 are at living condition or survive. After that, friends, in next step, what will happen? 3 times karyokinesis and mitosis take place. Here 1 cell is survived. In that survival cell, 3 times karyokinesis and mitosis take place, that lead to 8 nucleus. Okay. After that, cytokinesis takes place. So what will happen here, friends? Here chalazial end is present. So at chalazial side, 3 and these antipodal cells are formed, and at micropyly end, these 2 cells is called synergid and 1 egg. Synergid and egg is formed, and that synergid egg collectively called egg apparatus, and that is called 7-cell 8-nucleated structure. After that, friends, we will discuss pollination. So you know very well, transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma is called pollination. Pollination are 2 types: self pollination, cross pollination. Self pollination is also 2 types: autogamy, geitonogamy. Cross pollination also called allogamy or genogamy. After that, friend, we will discuss in more detail self pollination. You know very well, it is 2 types: autogamy, geitonogamy. So first we will discuss autogamy, means transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of same flower is called autogamy. So in this, how autogamy takes place? If flower is bisexual, that means stamen and pistil are present in same flower, so autogamy takes place. In geitonogamy, what will happen? Transfer of pollen grain from anther of one flower to stigma of another flower of same plant, मतलब एक ही plant पे दोनों चीज present होते हैं. After that, friends, we will discuss cross pollination. It is also called allogamy or genogamy, in which transfer of pollen grain from here, what will happen? Transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of different flower of different plant, but the condition is same species, plant is same species. That is called cross pollination. After that, friends, we will discuss the medium through which pollination takes place. That medium is called agencies, and for each agency there is some particular terminology. So if pollination takes place through air, so air is agency, and that term is called anemophily. If pollination takes place through water, that term is called hydrophily. Likewise, insect entomophily, bird ornithophily, animal zoophily, bat cryptophily, ant microphily, snail malacophily. That's all. And these 4 important are air, water, insect, bird. You have to learn the terminology of that 4. Rest are for your knowledge. Now, friends, that's all of today lecture. Now, that's all, friends, of today lecture. Tomorrow, friends, we will discuss the most important topic, that is adoption for self pollination. After that, adoption for cross pollination. After that, friends, we will discuss, if time is left, then we will discuss the fertilization. Okay, thank you very much, friend. Friends, please read the NCERT book so that you can get good marks. Okay, and also for your knowledge, good marks is also important, but the more important is knowledge. That's why to increase your knowledge you must read NCERT book. Thank you very much, friends.